Now, it is really random, but I'll still have this guy who had his coat torn from him, just from Mark. And there followed him a certain young man, having a linen cloth cast about his naked body, and the young man laid hold on him, and he left the linen cloth and fled from the naked. Totally random, but it's there. John. It says 2 Annas first, but I'm going to put from Luke into the high priest's house, then to Annas first. But and brought him is from Luke. And brought him, just Luke, into the high priest's house. Mark. I didn't use the they. Instead, I used the band. So I could use the they there. And they brought him into the high priest's house. Another thing that really needs to be changed is the him here in Luke. And they brought him into the high priest's house. That can't work as it is because I have Mark's statement of this random guy who was also grabbed and he ran away. If I follow with they brought him, you might think it's talking about this guy. So I have to state that this is Jesus. The last time Jesus was named, took Jesus and bound him and led him away. So I'm going to take one of those Jesuses. I think I'll take it out of Mark and make this Jesus just Matthew and John. And put that Jesus here in place of Luke's him, so that it will read, and they brought Jesus into the high priest's house. So that it's clear we're now talking about Jesus again. It would have been fine if you're reading it because the him is capitalized in Luke, but if you're not reading it, if you're listening to it, he needs to be named again. To the high priest. To Caiaphas the high priest. But I'm going to save Caiaphas for when John has it. To Caiaphas, which was the high priest. So that high priest I'm going to save from Matthew. From Mark, where it says to the high priest, I'll save that one as well. Only Luke explains that it's the high priest's house, so I'll keep that by itself. Then I'm going to say to Annas first. The word to is in John. I will use the to from Mark. Matthew 2. So it is Matthew, Mark, and John. To Annas first. And then the explanation. For he was father-in-law to Caiaphas is in Matthew, which was now the high priest. That is where I'll combine. Not from Luke, because that's the high priest's house. Mark, the high priest. The high priest is also in Matthew. The high priest. Matthew then has where the scribes and the elders were assembled. Mark, and with him were assembled all the chief priests and elders and the scribes. That's actually better. Luke, it goes into Peter following afar off, and then his first denial. John, now Caiaphas was he which gave counsel to the Jews that it was expedient that one man should die for the people. And then Peter. So no mention of any interaction between Annas and Jesus, just goes right to the high priest. I think I should have mentioned who Caiaphas was first, so I'll continue with John, which was high priest that same year. Now, Caiaphas was he which gave counsel to the Jews that it was expedient that one man should die for the people. Now I'll go into Mark. And with him were assembled all the chief priests and the elders and the scribes. Where are the scribes? I just have to leave off where from Matthew. So just Mark. And with him were assembled is also in Matthew. All the chief priests. The chief priests are not mentioned here in Matthew. So just Mark, all the chief priests and the elders and the scribes. Matthew has the scribes and the elders. So, and the elders is both. This second and is only Mark. The scribes is both.